Hi, my name is Paul Iwancio, and in this short video, I want to share with you some video shooting tips that you can use for your smartphones or for simple video cameras or tablets. First thing I want to talk about is lighting. We want to try to get some diffuse and even lighting. Take a look at these images and you'll see the difference between some harsh sunlight and something that's been softened. So how can you make it look softer? Think about moving your subject out of the harsh sunlight. Also consider using even just an umbrella or something that can give yourself some shade and some reflected light. I'm actually considering buying a white umbrella that'll actually diffuse the light coming through. The other is you can use some fill lighting, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's a reflector on the left, and on the right is a cool idea of using a car windshield reflector. Another thing you want to try to do is avoid using bright backlighting. You can see in this image how the bright background has now wiped out the image of the person in the foreground. Always you want to shoot in a landscape format if you're using your tablet or smartphone. It's going to translate the best to other screens. Another thing is to try to give leading room. If you look at this image, the person is facing to the right and there's a lot of space there to the right. So think about that when you're shooting someone. Finally, angles give interest and meaning. Look at these three images. There are three different angles, and think about how important this person is based on the angle that you're shooting them at. Some of you may have heard of this, the rule of thirds. It's used in photography. You can also use it in video. You divide the image up into thirds, and then you try to put the most interesting things on those lines or at the intersection of those lines. Of course, you want to try to use a tripod wherever you can. This is a great little tripod, the little GorillaPod. You can get one of those. I think they're really great. But you can also improvise without a tripod. Here's someone's using their elbows to make part of a tripod. Here's some little clips. I think that's a cool idea. And then you can use objects around you. Here's a wall, or here's a railing. Great ideas to help stabilize your shots. Finally, don't forget, you can get creative with movement. Here's some tips and tricks. Take something that's already movable with wheels and get on it or in it with your camera. Sound is a really important element to your video production. So when you go into a room, close your eyes and listen and see if it's the quietest room you can find. See if there's ways to make it quieter. The microphone will pick up everything. It doesn't know good sound from bad sound. So try to get close. That's another way to make sure you get some sound coming from the speaker that you want to shoot and not the surrounding sound. And think about adding a microphone. There's great microphones today for smartphones and tablets. You might want to look into purchasing one of those. Some accessories and apps you might want to look at. I'll put these links on my blog. And there's also more info here. Thanks, and I hope these tips will help you create better looking and sounding videos.